このゲームでめくりちゃんと落とせるの偉い。運びすぎじゃないこれ。我らがトラウマのワールド。ここ見て、今日のアラビアンサイクロンと合わせればガードされても攻め続けられる。何これ、何してんのこれ。アラビアンサイクロンの竜巻に当てると蹴り飛ばした竜巻が飛び道具みたいに使えるんだ。激動の7月になりそうやなこれ。まさかの嵐が来るね。じゃあそれで言うと今度ラシードが出ますけど、2人ともアングリーバードもビッグバードもラシードは結構思い入れはあったりとか、まあ結構中東のキャラクターだと思うんで、ラシードもあったりとか楽しみにしてるかはちょっと聞きたいですね。どういうふうに思ってるか。
Me personally, I want to play him more because after playing Marisa, I feel like she kind of gets mauled in some matchups. So there's some matchups where, as good as the damage she does, sometimes you don't get to play because of no reversal. Anti-air is a bit weak and all of that. So some matchups become a little bit more taxing. For example, like Jury, maybe Ken. So in general, this character Marisa, just in general, she just it's a bit taxing to play her because if you're not perfect with her and if your anti-airs don't really aren't really on point, it kind of becomes a bit uphill to fight some characters. Not that she loses or anything, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the best strategy for best of 3, in a best of 3 setting.
Okay.
So Rashid, for that, I'm trying to use Rashid because he has a reversal, a proper anti-air. So basically, it's just a fast-moving character. So I'm starting to think maybe the combination of Marisa and Rashid will probably work because Marisa kind of has, I wouldn't say a hard time dealing with zoners, but she kind of fights an uphill battle fighting against JP, Dalsim, and all these characters. So maybe Rashid will fix that for me. For me, that's personally why I want to try him and play him. And he also looks very fun. He also looks amazing. Probably looks strong as well. And I feel like the combination of Marisa and Rashid will probably be a good one because a fast character with a big body character it always works because naturally the big body character always loses to zoners. The fast moving characters usually beat zoners. So kind of by design it makes sense.
結構やっぱストリートファイター6すごくバランスがいいので、1キャラクター、そう有利なキャラがいたり不利なキャラがいたりっていうので、どのキャラクターも万能ではないので、なんか自分も2キャラクターを持ちたいなっていうふうには思ってるんで、なんかその考えはすごく自分も一緒ですね。
I want to ask, who does Momochi exactly main, and who's he trying to have as a secondary? If it doesn't mind answering.
メインは今剣でやってるので、結構バランスがいいキャラクターで有利なキャラクターが多いので、1キャラでも頑張れる性能はしてるかなと思うんですけど、ただ今結構ガイルとかが自分は今剣だと苦手なので、自分もラシードとかがそのガイルとかに行けるとすごく嬉しいなとは思ってます。そうですね。ラシードがすごく今自分も楽しみに待ってるんで、ラシードをとりあえず触ってみて、であとは結構まだそんなに使われてない、メナとかが使ってるんですけど、ブランカとかは日本でもそんなに使い手が多いキャラクターではなくて、でもポテンシャルはあるなって自分は感じてるので、ちょっとブランカとかは注目してます。あとはチュンリーとかもすごく自分は強いなと思ってるんですけど、ちょっと難しいので、結構ケンとチュンリーで2枚ってなるとなかなか時間が必要だなとは思ってるんですけど、チュンリーも注目してます。
So, who does he feel Ken loses to? Like, I know Guile beats Ken. I think Angry Bird also thinks that as well. Who else does he think Ken loses to? And like the other character is going to pick up, what would he use them for?
アングリーバード結構赤犬のガエルにすごく自分はやっぱりアングリーバードとビッグバードの試合は自分もチェックしてて、アングリーバードの件すごくガエルに勝ってるなって思ってたんでなんかアングリーバードも苦手というかちょっと、怪しいと思ってるのは意外でしたね。でまあキャラクターそうですね、まあでもケンはやっぱメインにはしたいと自分は考えてるんで、やっぱりさっきのビッグバードのマリーザの苦手なキャラクターをラシードで行きたいみたいなのともう一緒で、やっぱりなんかその辺のキャラクターに行けるキャラだったらいいなっていうような感じなので、まあ先ほどブランカとかラシードとかチュンリーって言いましたけど、まあラシードもガイルに行けるかどうかは怪しいので、なんかそうですね、そういう苦手なキャラに行けたらいいなっていうとこで、現状はちょっと剣で困ってるのはガイルぐらいなので、
なるほど。
ガイルに行けるキャラをちょっと探したいなって思ってます。
So Angry Bird, he does win a kind of most of the time, or even all the time. But he also is like how do you say this? Also is realistic about how the matchup goes. Like he does notice how he has to play, how much risk he has to take. Maybe also counts how many comebacks he has to make, you know, to win. So he probably notices that it's an uphill battle, and obviously he thinks of it also in a 2 out of 3 context, in a tournament context, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 context. Like he plays versus Akainu, it's usually 5 versus 7, maybe more than versus 7, and he usually says that Akainu sometimes takes 4, 5, 6, 7 games out of the whole set. So in that sense, he thinks of it that, okay, so he took 7 games, 6 games, 5 games, and in a tournament, he can very much, you know, have a high chance of beating it, have a good chance of beating me, you know? So that's how he pretty much counts the matchups. That's how he says the matchup is. He might win in a long set, yes, but in a 2 out of 3, he might think it's a bit difficult or a bit uphill battle to play.
わかります、それは。なんか勝ってるけど、なんかこうこれをやられたら結構きついなとか、なんか自分で納得してないっていうのは自分もあるんで、なんかその気持ちはわかりますね。まあ、ガイルとかは対ガイルとかやっぱすごいそうなるんで、やっぱりそのソニックブームに対して飛びがちゃんと当たったとか、なんかそのすごく極端な読み合いで勝ったりとかっていう組み合わせになりがちなので、なんかこうしっかりニュートラルゲームでというか攻略で勝つっていうのを多分アングリーバードもやろうとしてると思うんで、なんかその気持ちはすごくわかります。
Yeah, so basically, Angry Bird and Akainu, it's more player versus player than a character versus character. They play each other a lot. Obviously, they know them. Angry Bird knows a lot of Akainu's habits, and I feel like with Guile, against a lot of the players, like a lot of the Guile players, once you figure out their habits, then it becomes a lot easier to deal with. It's like JP. Once you figure out the JP player habits, things become easier. But when you fight a new JP player, when you find a new Guile player, that's when it's going to be very uphill, because you don't know what, like you have the reads that you think he's gonna do, and then he doesn't do them, and then you just lose. He still thinks it's not a good matchup for Ken. I don't know if he thinks there's any other bad matchup, but that's the one that stands out for him the most.